tripping hard. It's every other night about something. Hold on, I'm gonna open the window so y'all can probably. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but hold on, see if y'all can hear it out here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's been a minute since I've been on here, and I'm gonna see how this chat. We're gonna listen. We're gonna be nosy because I like to be nosy. I like being nosy. How have y'all been? I've been good. How are y'all? It's been a minute since I've actually sat up here and went live though, so y'all gotta bear with me. I gotta get my nerves back about me. You know what I mean? Being on here, I'm just trying to hear what they saying. I'm being nosy. I should have like did this before. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, Tamika. Welcome in, Desert Pump. How y'all doing tonight? How's y'all Sunday going? Hope it's relaxing. It is November. The year went by kind of quick for me. I don't know about y'all, but this year flew by. Nothing much. Listening to these people argue about this dog out here, being nosy. They was about to fight, but I'm close to one of them. It seemed like somebody went and broke it up. Thank goodness. What y'all been up to? How y'all been? I've been okay. I know I've been away from here for I don't know, like a minute, a little bit of a minute. I've been putting up videos here and there, when I get the feeling. Oh, that's what's up. Relaxing. That's what Sundays are supposed to be about. Last Sunday, they had me working because the guy that normally opens when I'm not there, he had to go out of town. So I had to work on Sunday, which was, hey, what's up, Dr. Libations? Thanks for the subscribe, the sub. I appreciate that. And trying to recover from a cold, but I'm good, bro. It feels like I'm getting one right now. But I had to cover for a dude last week. I'm not used to working on Sundays. Don't like working on Sundays. I like to just relax on Sundays. But sometimes, like on Sundays, I think I let my days get away from me because I'll say I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I end up just laying down and I don't do anything. So, but I think that's what it's supposed to be about. I think like like I feel like I'm conditioned, and I think the world's conditioned to spend all of our free time working. And I've talked about this before. I've turned everything that I like, except toys so far. I've turned everything that I like into like working. It's weird. It's like if it's not gonna make me money, or if it's not gonna help me produce something for the future, why am I even partaking in it? Like that's why, like even with like video games and stuff, like I don't play them as much because I feel like they're like such a like waste of time, even though like you're supposed to be wasting time. It's your time. If it's your free time, you should be able to do and enjoy what you want to do in your free time. But I think like I've conditioned myself so much to where it's like anything I'm doing I have to be making something, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's I don't know, I think that sucks. I think everything is like that though. I think everything is commodifized or commodized. I don't know what the word is. Damn, it's like as soon as I go live, it's like the world comes to life out here. It's great. What up, Gaston? How you doing? I was thinking about you the other day because they were talking about people fighting, and how like you don't know, you get into a fight with somebody you don't know. And I was thinking about when we were in middle school when you came over and we were boxing, we were body shotting, and you fucked me up. I mean, it's still funny to this day. That was one of the instances that showed me that I do not want to fight. I don't want to fight nobody. Like, 'cause I thought I had been in fights before, obviously with my brother, and I had been in fights with where I mean, it was just going. And it was so crazy to me because like I have never seen nobody punch that fella like I'm out of it. Then a few years later, I'm sparring with somebody, a homie, who did karate, and I couldn't. He was like, "You take me, you take me." So a few of us went at him, and we none of us could land a punch on him. Like this fighting shit ain't for me. I ain't gonna end up in John Wick. Do I wish to be a king? I'm a king in my own right. In this little realm here, I'm definitely a king. I don't need to wish. I'm already a king here. Now outside these walls, I'm not a king of anything. I'm just a observer. I'm trying to be an observer. I'm not trying. try not to talk so much. You know what I mean? You remember that? We were by my pool. We were by my pool. We was like, all right, yeah, we're gonna do body shots. That shit was fucking hilarious. But that's why I feel. What up? I can't. How do you say your name? Palatia Morgan. What's up? Welcome. You know, I know I can't read. Y'all know I can't read in these streets. How y'all doing? Do y'all feel like? And this is kind of like how I feel right now. Do y'all feel like they're purposely trying to crash the economy right now? Do y'all feel like they're purposely like putting a lot of strain in a lot of different places strategically in order to make the economy crash? Because I can't see how, like, if I was a leader, right? Like, oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that, Ara. I don't see how, like, if I was a leader, even if I disagree with some things, right? I don't think I would make all these dominoes fall at the same time if I didn't want things to start to topple. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Like, I am in good spirits. It's Sunday. I've been asleep most of the day. Hey, you got that RuneScape crown on. I feel like, okay, the EBT thing, the furloughed workers, right? And then at the same time, you have all of these different companies. You have Amazon, you have UPS, you have, even today, you had Walmart come out and say that over the next few years, they're going to go on a hiring freeze. Now, Walmart in this country is our number one employer. So all this happening at the same time, it can't be coincidences. It's like all these motherfuckers got in the room and say, all right, it's time to break this shit and see where the cards may fall, right? That's what it feels like to me. And I see like a lot of people were talking about, and it's not frustrating to me because I understand the spirit. They're talking about a blackout, meaning they're not going to spend any money. They're not going to go to any stores. They're not going to do the holidays. I get that. Like, don't involve yourself in something that's going to feel like it's going to make them richer. But I feel like the powers that be have gotten so many resources and so much power that it don't matter for them no more. Like, right? It don't matter if we go and do Black Friday. It doesn't matter if we go and do Christmas. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Constant race back and forth from the media is got to be planned. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, late 2020 is going to be rough. 2030 is going to be history book shit. I agree. I think so too. It seems like, because come on, like, you know what I'm saying? This isn't incompetence. This is planned incompetence. And then all like, there's so many things like I wish, like, and I kind of talked about it and I fell into some of the traps too. And that's kind of one of the reasons, and I'm here to talk to y'all, like, as my audience. There's a few things that I kind of want to run back over the last couple years, like, that I've talked about and that I've been a part of that I'm not necessarily happy about. Now, one of those things is giving the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna explain myself here. This is like the one of the major reasons I want to do this live. Let me see. Peace and love. What a pleasure to survive. Hope all is well. Yeah, thank you, Khalid. Welcome in, man. It's good to see you. One of the main reasons I wanted to make this is because I feel like I've given too much of a benefit of the doubt to a conservative element of this country. And anybody that's been following me over the last couple years, y'all have seen that. And I feel like the reason that has been with me is because I had found camaraderie in a lot of people who were, I would say, anti-establishment during the pandemic. I'm gonna put it like that. I can't, you on these platforms, you can't go too much into details about certain things, but y'all follow me. During the pandemic, I felt a certain way. I still feel a certain way. I still feel exactly the same way I did about the actions and things that were taking place. But I think that during that time, due to the fact that there was an element in this country that leaned real heavy left, that were pushing to take away bodily autonomy, that I started to veer right. Like, I mean, I have a lot of conservative values anyway. Like, if you want to label certain things, like I believe in certain things. I don't believe you should just be using abortion as birth control and all other stuff. I don't feel like you should necessarily overly rely on the system due to situations like this where the system can pull back their help and their power and their influence on you. But I feel like I gave too many of the people, right, that consider themselves real far right, that want to consider themselves anti anything progressive. I gave them too much of a benefit of the doubt as far as their racist ideology. I'm just gonna put it like that. And in the last few, months, that ideology has risen to the surface to the point where I just can't bite my fucking tongue. and it's pissing me the fuck off, right? So, like I say, we go from one extreme to another every 4 fucking years. So let's go back to the Charlie Kirk thing for a minute, right? Kentucky here. Wait, what's up? Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm saying I'm catching up with the chat. Welcome in, Def Guard. You know what I'm saying? What up? What up? And it's not that I'm getting to why I'm talking about this, okay? So like I say, okay, I get y'all. Libertarianism. I can deal with that. Everybody has their bodily autonomy and their freedom. Everybody has their religious autonomy, their religious freedom. Everybody has their sexual autonomy, sexual freedom, as long as they're fucking adults. We ain't gonna get into the whole perverting kids stuff, none of that shit. I'm talking about common sense shit. That's what I believe in as far as fucking freedom. So when folks from the right are talking about, I don't want government in my body, I don't want government in my bank account, I don't want government telling me what to do, I relate to that. I relate to that to this day. But then when we start veering into the religion stuff, when we start literally going into the identity politics of everything, about who we are as people, how we identify ourselves, either as black, male, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, whatever you want to consider yourself, right? When we start going into those conversations with those people, it gets real fucking ignorant really fucking quickly. You understand? And nuance just goes completely the fuck out the window. It's very easy to say, okay, I don't want the government in my life when you don't agree with the government being in your life about something. But then you turn around when it's not convenient for you, when you don't agree with something and you want to put the government in people's life. Let me give you an example. When I sit there and I say, okay, I can agree with people saying they don't want the government in their life. They don't want the government dictating how they move and what they have in their body, in their bank accounts. Then don't turn around and tell me that you want the government to put religion in people's life. That's crazy. You can't have both ways. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. Thanks, Ari, again. You can't be that. I'm going to this from the race standpoint. I'm going back to that Charlie Kirk thing. The Charlie Kirk situation happened, and I had to take a step back. Give you a reason, okay? Never agreed with the dude, never liked none of his content, never liked that gotcha, but I did agree with sitting down in front of people, having a conversation in the back and forth, because whether you agree or not, it is what it is, okay? I can go with that. Some of the talking points I can see the nuance behind it, but where people like that, where when he lost his life, where I saw it going and people celebrating it, I knew that element was going to deify that man for no goddamn reason. We're gonna make Charlie Kirk Boulevard. We're gonna make a holiday. They're gonna do that because they're gonna use the rhetoric from one side to say, oh look, these people are anti-human, non-human, anti-human, whatever the fuck you want to say, non-compassionate. Look at these leftists. Look how demonic they are. Look at them celebrating them. Where the standpoint I'm coming from is they're going to use that as a reason to attack the people that are on the left. They're gonna do that. They're gonna use that as a reason to say, look, I told you those people, they don't see us as human. They don't see, even though a lot of people that celebrate him dying were really celebrating him dying because of the points that they didn't agree with, right? Even though I don't necessarily agree, that's like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna celebrate you because I don't agree with your points. That's why they were celebrating. They weren't necessarily celebrating death. They were celebrating that. But then you come back to this situation here. There are people celebrating death. There are people celebrating, okay, this dude, like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. If you ever spend any time on Twitter, you'll know what I mean. It always goes back to George Floyd. It always goes back to what a nigga did. It always goes back to per capita. It always goes back to the hood. Even though we have these conversations because we are of those places and we understand the nuance behind why certain situations are, there are people that have those conversations not in good faith, like a Charlie Kirk, to demonize demographics. Going back to demographics again. People who are not Christian, white, conservative. You understand what I'm saying? Fuck everything else. Fuck the fact that we can relate on everything else politically. You don't want the government in your life? Shit, neither do I. You don't want you want a good economic structure? So do I. You don't want people siphoning off from other countries, siphoning off what you put into the system here? Neither do I. These are things that we can relate on. But when it comes to, like I said, the identity thing, I can't relate to those fucking people because y'all are insane. Y'all just saw this past Halloween and all of the blackface that went on. What the fuck is that? What is that shit? Like at this point, what is that? Politically, who are y'all trying to impress? Like when you get up there and you say, okay, I'm gonna put blackface on my thing and I'm gonna talk about chicken and watermelon. Who are you trying to offend? Because I'm not offended by that. I just think it is pathetic. It's like really like that's what we're doing. All of the leeway that side of the political aisle made with minorities, y'all get on here and that's the message. When all of this time, that's what people were saying y'all are, because that's what y'all have been. That's what y'all have been when I've been politically conscious this entire time speaking against Nazism. I had a video, some years ago called Nazi Killer for this very fucking reason. Because getting on goddamn Twitter, getting on these platforms and watching people talk about situations without putting the nuance behind why situations are the way they are. I can sit here and talk about the hood and personal responsibility all I want. But like I said, because I come from that place. But when you're talking about it from a grand standpoint, I understand why so many black people are in the economic situation they're in. I understand why so many black people are in the mental situation that they're in. And it is by fucking design. When I sit here and talk about this music industry, when I sit up there and I talk about food stamps and putting it into a situation where people will become reliant generationally on that type of help and everything, I understand how it cripples people. I understand that people are panicking right now because they have for generations relied on a system that doesn't give a fuck about them. And once that system wants to pull back from them, they don't have the strength to hold themselves up as a community, as an individual, or as anything. I understand this. I get that. When you talk about us and you demonize us constantly every day, fucking help us out. You understand? Don't put in front of us these roadblocks okay, and I'm talking about the dominant culture. I'm talking to y'all. I am. Y'all talk about these situations, y'all say, give you a perfect example. Y'all say, I keep saying that, but y'all talk about, we constantly mention slavery. We constantly mention oppression. We constantly mention what has been done to us. We mention it because history repeats itself. Currently in Utah right now, they have built what I call a concentration camp to facilitate unhoused people involuntarily and to give them involuntarily, whether they need it or not, treatment for substance abuse issues, for mental health issues. Sometimes it's not the fault of the individual standing on the street that they're on the street. It has a lot to do with economics, you fucking demons. So to lock these people away, I appreciate you, D Skizzle. To lock these people away is repeating history. To put these people in concentration camps because they're not housed, because they don't have money, that is not a failure of the people. That is a failure of the fucking system. Even when we talk about food stamps, we talk about 43 million people on food stamps. Most people are lazy. No, most people ain't lazy. You do have the people out here that are like, I ain't getting a job. I'm just going to be on food stamps. Fuck those people, because once again, people are going to always use those people as, oh, this is the reason we shouldn't. Fuck those people. That's why I point those people out. Fuck them. But for the vast majority of people, like these old folks out here, some of the even people I work with, they not fucking abusing the goddamn system. They can barely walk, be carrying trays and shit, but still are out here. That's a failure of the fucking system, of the richest country in the world, to where 43 million people need food stamps. Come on, like, why do they even need it? Why is it not an economy where people can go? Going back to my original point, y'all talking about, oh, all these jobs, we about to lay off these people. Microsoft's laying off these people. Amazon's laying off these people. What jobs are they fucking supposed to get, bro? What job, bro? I feel embarrassed about my food stamps. I don't want them anymore because it's embarrassing. Look, if you need food stamps, don't ever be embarrassed to use food stamps if you need it. A person like me, I don't go get food stamps because they only gonna give me $20-something. So I'm not about to jump through the hoops, report my income, be writing down how I'm not doing all that for that fucking $20. I don't need it. Like, I don't need it, so I'm not going to take advantage of it. But if you need food stamps, there's been time, you know how many times, I've been in between jobs and I went down there and gotten food stamps. You get those fucking food stamps. You got to eat. Well, like I say, if you pay taxes in this motherfucker, you put into this bitch, so go down there and get that. I don't give a fuck what your demographic is. You put into this motherfucker, go down there and get it. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to abuse it because you're not going to want to jump through those hoops. It ain't like you don't want to make money. It's not like you don't want to work. That shame you feel, that shame, I got to use food stamps, is what motivates people to not stay on food stamps. You're not going to want to stay on food because you don't want to jump through hoops. You don't report to the fucking government what you doing. Like you just like, all right, fuck this. I'm at this point, the amount of food stamps that they giving me is not worth jumping through these hoops and the indignity that I feel in order to live, right? But when you need that shit, you need that shit. Even when I was living outside last year, I couldn't get food stamps, like, right, because I had a job. I was still making money. I was just living on the street. That's what I'm saying. It's bad backwards, right? But I still was like, it was a money sink because I'm still paying for my food. I still have to get, I'll get a room occasionally so I can wash my ass and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be comfortable. Like that, those things are money sinks. It's expensive being homely, but they're building fucking concentration camps, bro. Right now. Nice party hat, bro. You put y'all RuneScape. I'm gonna look that up because you're the second person to say that. You gotta eat, fam. It's me being a vegetarian. I've been eating very well. I promise you, I've been eating. I promise you. I've been eating better over the last couple months than I've been eating over the last like couple years. I promise. The reason I look gaunt and the reason I'm like there's like this is why I stopped being a vegetarian before. You lose all your body fat, your face gets sucked in, because I don't take in a lot of animal fats. The vast majority of my protein comes from cashews. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Benga Tokia. I like that name. I think I said that wrong. No, seriously. No need to be embarrassed. Everyone must eat. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. People are going to fall into poverty. Every one of us are more closer to being homeless or being in a situation where we need that help than we are to being Elon Musk or being Bill Gates or being any of these rich people that make all this money. We're more closer to being, like I always mention a lady that be out here. Like, I think she has a family. I think they just let her out because she's crazy, like during the day to wander the streets, because she's all like every few days she's changing her clothes. So it's not like she's going somewhere. But anyway, we can all be that lady. You know what I'm saying? At any moment, just lose our mind because we've sucking into this system. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate it. I it's the vanity for me. You know what I mean? I like having the little bit of thickness on me. You know what I'm saying? I love you just the way you are. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that. Hey, Marvin. But that's all it is. And I'm frustrated with the right. I don't like the right-left paradigm, but I'm frustrated with the people. And the reason I'm bringing this up, I know I'll be going on these tangents. There's a reason I brought this up. The other day, somebody sent me a video, okay? And if she's watching this, yeah, this is about you, okay? This is a woman who I follow her. She's followed me for the last couple years. And she sent me a video that pissed me the fuck off the other morning. And I'm just like, why would you send me this shit? Like, why would you start my day with it? Why do I got to start my day with this, right? Because I see this stuff. People send me videos all the time. I watch them. I see what they talk about. And for the most part, whether I agree with it or not, I watch them, right? And for the most part, they never get to me, right? Because it is what it is. She sent me this video of, I guess it was like, I don't know if y'all know what Amigo is or Monkey. They're like these apps. They're like these, I guess, websites or apps where you get on there and a person pops up that's random and y'all start having a conversation. Sometimes people do ribbing, they do verses, they do all these type of things. I always enjoyed your input because I know you can feel this stirring up something big is going to happen before. I feel like it. I do. I didn't start going to college and making friends until I was 25, 26 now, but I feel so behind compared to most people, and it's depressing. You're not behind. The lady that I'm seeing right now, she's 44, okay? And she literally just enrolled back in the college. She has a degree, but she literally just enrolled back into college to further her degree because she's a nurse. She wants to make a little bit more money in her field as far as the management part of it. She don't want to just be like just a straight nurse like right now. I forget her. And if she's watching this, I'm sorry, I forget your title. But this lady sent me, not her, but the lady I'm talking about sent me this video of these guys on this website, and they're having this conversation. So it's a black guy, and he's by himself, and he comes up, another black guy comes up, and in a room with the black guy, there's all these like white guys and like an Arab guy or something like that. So the black guy makes a joke to the other black guy. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna have to take your black heart. Take a mine." He does it in jest. It's a joke. It's between two black dudes. Like, you're in a room full of like, "Oh, I'm gonna take your black heart." It's a joke. It's clearly a joke. Clearly, they just popping up. The black guy that's in the room with the other people, who happens to be African, goes off on the black dude about the whole black heart comment. And when I say he goes off on him, he don't just say, "Oh, black heart is stupid" or not. He literally says, "I'm not one of you American, like pretty much you American monkeys, you Okada bitches." That whole divide in the diaspora, right? Where Africans feel like there's some Africans that feel like they're better than Black Americans. So this discussion got up there, and the Black American that said, "I'm gonna take a black card," is like, bro, I'm just playing with you. Like, what the fuck? Like, but the African dude just goes in, and this room full of people of another race. And I don't know if he was trying to impress them. I don't know what he was doing, but it pissed me the fuck off. That's not what really pissed me off. Like, if that was all it was, it'd be like I would probably just clicked out of it and not thought of it. What made me mad was the video, the overall video was made it was a reaction video. It was a white dude doing a reaction to this encounter. It was a white man doing a reaction to these two black dudes having this encounter. And he said that now Black Americans can get a taste of their racism. Like, what? Like, because he's talking about how the black dude was talking about taking his black card, and this African put him in his place. First off, that conversation between Black Americans and Black Africans is so nuanced that it's weird to see somebody from another race having a reaction. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know that relationship. You don't get that. This is generational right now. You understand? Foundational Black Americans and Africans are at an impasse right now. We're having a discussion within the diaspora. Okay, so when those type of situations come up and you want to react to them, oh, he put him in his place. That ain't even how he took that. That's not how he took that. It's like, oh, oh my God, there's so, like I say, nuance, lost on people looking at something from the outside looking in and comment on something that you don't fucking understand. You get it? That would be like me commenting on, let's say, an Irish person getting mad at a British person for a comment. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. I can get that there's some conflict there, but that is not mine to necessarily comment on, because I don't get, that's not my shit. That's not my shit. So when it comes to, let's say, Africans and foundational Black Americans in that relationship and what we're going through, we don't need all these outside voices in it. That conversation is already complex enough, bro. It is. So for her, the lady that I was a mutual with, to send me that shit, like thinking this shit is funny, this shit ain't funny. You don't know what the fuck this conversation is about. This is a conversation right now between our peoples, and you think this shit is a fucking game? You think this shit is a joke? This ain't a joke to us, bro. This is our history. For Black Americans, for the niggas that are descendants of slaves, our history begins here in America. In America, all we know is America. We can't be unpatriotic because this is all we fucking know. This is our culture. So when motherfuckers want to sit up there from across wherever the fuck they come from and insult us, it's frustrating. I don't give a fuck what their skin color is. They can be African, they can be this, they can be that. But when you sit up here and you insult the foundational Black American, especially when you eating off that fucking plate, that shit pisses us off. When you come over here and you take advantage of the fucking rights that our ancestors have fought, died, and been fucking lynched for, and still to this day speak on for y'all niggas, we the ones that put our goddamn necks out there for you motherfuckers. All you other races against this supremacy system. It's not an accident like we want to. We have no fucking choice, because obviously a lot of times we're in the goddamn crosshair. And I'm not talking about just no police shit, no police brutality. I'm talking about systematic bullshit, systematic racism, however you want to put it. We've been on the fucking front lines of that shit since the goddamn beginning. So for a nigga from fucking wherever the fuck Africa to get on there and be that insulting when the nigga's just trying to be a little bit playful with you on a motherfucking live, and you send me that shit before I go to work, piss me the fuck off. I'm not gonna even sit up here and hold you up. Bitch, don't send me no shit like that. Are you stupid? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. That shit pissed me off the other morning, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you send me this? Why this? I'm sorry. I'm crashing out, y'all. But it's just like, bro, it pissed me off. And especially when, for me, like I said, I've given, like a lot of people on the right, the benefit of the doubt. I want to have these conversations in which people are trying to understand, like sincerely understand the people that they live in the country with, that they may not have been around. They may not understand that not all Black Americans are thugs. Not all Black Americans listen to rap music and do all this fucking stereotypes. I understand that. What made me understand that was years ago when I was arrested, when the military arrested me. We were, and I told the story before. I'm gonna tell it again. Fuck it. When they arrest you for desertion, okay, you go to Oklahoma, and they pretty much you get arrested, like you're apprehended, but they give you a uniform and stuff. You're in a barrack and all this other stuff, just like you would be if you were in a regular freaking platoon, right? But you're incarcerated. And when I was there was a guy, I think he was from Louisiana, white dude, ignorant as fuck, ignorant, but sweet as pie, sweet, funny, hilarious, fucking dope, like great person, but just ignorant, right? So he would say stuff, and myself, the other Mexican guys that were there from LA, some other Black dudes, at first we were like, what the fuck is he talking? Why is he saying this? As a white dude, why is he saying this? And we couldn't get mad at the dude because it was like, it was innocent. It was the most innocent shit because he didn't understand. And eventually somebody corrected him. You understand? They corrected him because it pissed somebody off. They corrected him, but they did so in a respectful way because, like I said, he was such a sweetheart. They corrected him. He was open to the fucking correction. You understand? He wasn't trying to say, well, because of this and da 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 da. That ain't what that was. He understood that, oh, that's offensive to people outside the niggas that I know. He didn't say niggas that I know, but that's offensive outside my friends. I can't be out here, he wanted to understand. You gonna get it? That's the difference between being ignorant and wanting to know, not wanting to be ignorant, because not everybody that say racist shit is racist. I know that sounds funny. I know that sounds crazy. Not everybody, sometimes people just don't understand. That made me understand it. So it also made me want to educate certain people, or to how some people say, and people criticize people like me for this, invite people to the cookout, let people, under the hood, let people into this conversation, right? Like, I'm open to that. And maybe that is a flaw of me, right? Like that is a flaw, right? But that is something that I've wanted to do. But when people sit there and they throw that back in my face, it hurts. It does. I'm from the Caribbean. I went to JHS High School in the U.S. No offense, but most Black Americans don't value important things. If that's how you see it, especially when you're passionate about extremely triggering, don't apologize. Sounds a little stupid. Man, processing. I have a Black 50-year-old coworker got the job. He kept asking me about football, and I said, I don't watch football. He went around and told other employees he's taking my Black card. I thought that he was an idiot, right? I get all the time, just in general. I don't think robots gonna give a fuck. I think robots here are gonna be racist. I think robots gonna discriminate, just like the AI systems discriminate. What was it? The black boy last week got stopped because the AI system thought his bag of chips was a gun. So the cops pulled up on him, hemmed him up, lammed him up, everything. It was a motherfucking bag of Doritos. The AI system, the robot, assumed that this boy had a gun, right? And like I say, and for the people from the Caribbean that say we don't value anything, I'm gonna put it like this, okay? We value a lot, right? But you're talking, and I hate. I'm trying to be better, so, and I don't want to sit there, and I don't think I need to explain the Black American experience and all that other stuff, right? I don't think I need to explain that the most powerful. How can I put this? The most powerful government that has ever existed on the planet, okay, has used resources, has used their power to subjugate this specific group of people. The most powerful entity that has ever existed as a collective has set us in their sights to keep us at like I say, this certain vibration, right? They've done that, and they've been very successful at it, right? They've learned to utilize us in a way to further their agendas in ways that a lot of us can't even perceive. You get what I'm saying? You follow me? And I'm gonna say it like this. Let's say thug culture. I'll use thug culture as a thing. Like when dude just said his black card was taken because he don't watch football, right? There's a lot of things within Black American culture that if you don't, I ain't gonna say value, but adhere to, people will say, I'm gonna take your black card, right? Whether they're doing it in jest, whether they're doing it seriously, whether whatever, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those things can be perceived as negative. If I sit here and I say, I don't like rap music, there are black Americans that'll say, you don't like rap music. I say, I don't like R&B. You don't like R&B. I like those things. I like those things. But if I say those things, people say they're gonna take my black card. You don't know about the culture. You don't know this. You just because I don't like those genres of music, because as black people, we're not a monolith, right? But I can say that, and there are people within the foundational black America that'll be like, your black card needs to be taken, right? Yeah, I agree with that. There's negative elements, like if I'll get on here and I constantly spoke on the hood, right? If I set up here and all of my content was about the hood, that people will say that I'm being a coon, right? Within our culture, they'll say, why do you only talk about this? Or why do you only talk about, they'll do that because they don't like that mirror being held up against them, okay? I could sit here and I could talk about, and I bring up a lot of our entertainers because that's where a lot of our core, as far as like foundational black Americans, that's where we coalesce. That's where we relate to. We're like, oh, we can talk about, if I say Jay-Z, y'all kind of know where I'm going with that. If I say Beyonce, y'all know I'm going with that. If I say right? And a lot of those elements that have been hijacked by the powers that be are negative. They don't promote the unification of family. They don't promote, let's say, learning a trade. They don't, even though Jay-Z and Beyonce specifically have a family unit and they do that and they building business, that ain't necessarily what they promote outright, right? So yes, our culture has a very negative stigma on it, mostly because, once again, going back to that powerful apparatus, everything that is within our culture that we revere has been hijacked. It just has, you understand? But the core, who we are as foundational black Americans, has not changed. Our sense of righteousness, our sense of justice, our sense of we're not going to put up with X, Y, and Z. We will not be slaves. We will not subjugate ourselves to be lesser than because of the color of our skin. That is still in us. They haven't beat that out of us at all. That spirit persists. The fact that everything is falling apart and black Americans can still fucking laugh and joke about this shit in a way and have a good time about, even with the food stamps being cut, it's more niggas joking about it than they thought would be out there rioting. The first video I saw somebody running out of a grocery store with a basket full of groceries was a white person. Most black people were laughing about the situation because most black people, and like honestly deep down, knew that the government was gonna pull their hand back. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of shit that's happening right now, like we're conditioned to deal with that. Okay, we are that. And when I say other people to come over there and take advantage of that, because nobody has stuck their neck out like we do, right? And yes, it will make us look like the you guys are anti the system. You guys are anti progress. You guys are backwards. You guys are we are freedom. We have a connection to the earth, the real earth, right? To the sun, the fucking moon, the stars, community. We long for that in our spirit. We hold on to that. We hold that dear as black Americans, because at one point that was all we had. All we had was each other. We couldn't laugh. We couldn't do nothing but laugh at the fucking circumstances that we're in. That spirit persists despite all of the hijacking, despite hijacking our music, despite having Tyler Perry and his production company hijack all our movies and Tubi and all that dumb shit and baddies and all that stupid shit that they have as a representation of the culture. No, there's still the spirit of fucking who we are in us. That hasn't changed. It hasn't. That's what keeps us together. Even when all this shit falls apart, we gonna be okay. I promise you. Black people gonna be fine. We are. So when other people don't appreciate what what we're willing to fucking, how we're willing to put our neck, like, bro, when we sit there and talk about a concentration camp, I'm not going to no goddamn concentration camp, and most black people I know ain't going to no motherfucking concentration camp. We ain't going. We ain't about to go out here and protest and put our bodies on the line for no kings protests and all this other shit. But what we ain't gonna do is about to go and put ourselves in a white van and let them fucking put us in a concentration camp because it's black Americans. We know we ain't coming about that motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? That spirit still exists in us, and that's what I don't know. It's funny that people don't understand that that's a thing. That if we wasn't here openly talking about it, being so loud and obnoxious about what we don't like about the fucking system, they would have been ran over everybody. They would have been. We the only people that be like, yeah, no, they're gonna do this. No, they're racist. No, they're this. No, like people say, oh, how does it feel? It's so disheartening having a racist president in office. Y'all new to this. They ain't the first racist president. It's laughable. It's fucking laughable, bro. You should put on the white. You should try putting on white face. Who did that shit recently? Stupid shit. Alternative black people make basic black people uncomfortable. True. True. And I'm guilty. Who said that? When I was younger, I was guilty that we had friends. The karate dude, he was very alternative black, and we bullied the fuck out of that man. We bullied him because he had the fucking Dragon Ball Z hair. He wore the fucking. We even had a homeboy in high school who wore the tight. This is before the skinny jeans even became a thing. This motherfucker would get up every day and pretty much sew his pants on before that was even a fucking thing. I mean, literally have to stitch parts of his pants on so they'll be goddamn skin tight. And this motherfucker is still one of the best skaters to ever do the shit. Norman Woods. And we used to be like, look at his pants. Look at how alternative it is. But that was his style. He was a fucking trendsetter, and we were just, we just didn't get it. We didn't understand. We didn't get the alternative black people do make it. They do. What's good, Pyro? There's a lady who created an AI system to help get rid of employees of the company and got rid of her. Makes sense, but degrees should steal from getting into someone's business. Yeah, it's true. Just stay out of that. Let blacks and black Americans have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like let us have that. There's already a conversation with us in the dominant culture, us and everybody. When you see a black person and an African person having that conversation, let them have the conversation. Just let them have it. Or if you see a black and a Jamaican, and I'm gonna say black. When I say black, I'm talking about black American. When you see a black, because that's how they consider us. If you see a black and a Jamaican, a black or anybody from the Caribbean having that conversation, let them have that conversation. That conversation needs to be had. That discussion needs to be had. Even if it becomes a heated debate or whatever, that conversation needs to be had. People on the outside, enjoy the show. I'm not saying don't you can't look, but all that that y'all don't get that. That's a deep conversation. And I know it's stupid. It is stupid because we all at the end of the day came from the same place. But it's a conversation that has to be had because it hadn't been had for decades, right? It hadn't. For them to tell us that we don't know our history, right? You guys don't even know what tribe you're from. You guys don't even, a lot of people don't even know, a lot of people that are part of these African nations don't even realize that their nation wasn't even established. Our nation is older than y'all nations. The United States is older than most of the African nations, the nations of Africa that the colonizers put names on, Nigeria, Uganda, all these countries that they split y'all up in. Those were not countries until the white man made them into a country well after the establishment of the colonies here. So we know our history. Do y'all know y'all history? Do y'all know where y'all come from? Oh, I'm Nigerian. Are you sure about that? Like, what is Nigeria? Did they give y'all that name? Did they give y'all that name? Or did y'all give y'allself that name? Because if they gave y'all that name and y'all didn't give y'allself that name, we're all in the same fucking boat at the end of the day, right? And at the end of the day, we all speak in a language for the most part. Most Africans are speaking I don't need a translator to understand most Africans. Y'all speaking the same language I'm speaking. The language of the dominant culture. We're not speaking our language. Where are our gods? Who are our gods? Who do we pray to? You know what I'm saying? Besides the Abrahamic and what is it called? I forget this. Religious people. I'm so sorry, but y'all get it. Fucking Judaism, fucking Islam or Christian. What's our stuff? You know what I mean? Well, because we could take from all of that. I get you. Like there's a conversation to be had. It's deep, but just to sit up and say we don't know our history or we know who the fuck we are. I'm sorry. We used to say an Indian want to eat. I had that's the thing. When you're like when I as a vegetarian, I don't be craving a lot of things most of the time. I don't because it's just. Like when you eat meat, you crave. I'll be craving some chicken wings and a steak or a burger. But as a vegetarian, it'd be like, whatever's clever, whatever's good. You know what I mean? I've been eating a lot of bread, a lot of pasta, a lot of Thai food. We have Chinatown not too far from here, so we get a lot of Thai food from there. That's pretty good. Um, we have a variety of gods in Nigeria, lots of local dialect. Yeah, I know that. But and I know that, and I know y'all have held on to a lot of y'all's culture in that way. And in that regard, yes, we don't know our languages in that way. When y'all say y'all local dialect, our local dialect is more what is it, like Ebonics and stuff like that. But as far as like or local gods, like we like I guess we do, because I'm seeing more of the hoodoo, voodoo type situation that originated in the South and from the Caribbean, and a lot more people, black people, adopting that as their religion, if you want to call it that. Like, but like I say, it's a conversation that's very deep, and I just think that where a lot of us Black Americans just get frustrated is that um we're openly disrespected, like for no reason by a lot of Africans, and it's just crazy. Like, when a lot of us, we didn't even know a lot of y'all felt like that, and that's why a lot of this conversation has come up, because we didn't know a lot of y'all didn't fuck with us like that. We didn't know Akata was a fucking term that y'all used as how trash we are. We didn't know that all this time, you know. And I get it. Like, Black people, we joke a lot. You come here from Africa and your dialect is a little thick, or your skin's a little dark. Yeah, you gonna get made fun of. I ain't gonna even hold you up. Niggas gonna be niggas, right? And I can get it, like, especially if you come here young, that shit can scar you. And you be like, fuck these niggas. These niggas don't fuck with me. These niggas are not hard workers. These niggas are in gangs. All they women do is shake ass. These all of the stereotypes a lot of y'all say about us. All y'all women do is shake ass. All y'all do is like yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And to a certain degree, I get it. But then we'll say, well, why the fuck do y'all come over here? If y'all don't like it so much, why do y'all come over here? And the only reason y'all niggas are able to get away with what y'all niggas are able to get away with is because we've been nigging here since since the 1600s, nigga. African booty scratcher, yeah, was a legit insult. And we grew up, and that's another thing I've been trying to tell our Africans too. We grew up on propaganda too against y'all. We thought all of Africa was fucked up. We thought all of y'all were living in the dirt out there. We thought everybody was out there starving. We thought everybody was out. That's how I grew up. We had Sally Struthers on TV every night saying that hungry African children are over here in this dirty ass water dying. And the whole time I'm thinking, bitch, get them out the water. Y'all, why y'all over there just letting them in the water? Y'all over here making commercials. Like, I just didn't get that shit. But that's what we grew up on. We grew up on some horrible stereotypes about African people. We did. We really did. And it wasn't until, like, being older and being around Africans and stuff, like, bro, these niggas are some of the hardest working, some of the smartest niggas that, like, I had a friend named Luzolo I used to work with, nigga, always shooting ideas, always hopeful, always coming up with, like, just, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this. And even when we're in, like down spirits, like, oh, no, that won't work. He's like, no, we could do, I like that shit about a lot of Africans, bro. I do. I love that. Oh, really? Really? I didn't know that. We got pit against each other. Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that's the conversation. I think that's a big reason why that conversation is happening too, because the diaspora conversation about Black Americans and Africans and Caribbeans coming together was starting to heat up. And then all of a sudden you did have this schism, because the schism wasn't as pronounced as it is right now. Like, whereas, like, these conversations are being had about foundational Black Americans to the point where we even have our own flag now. I mean, I know it's just like, it's getting out of control. I personally feel, and I've said this many times before, that we put labels on ourselves and they put labels on us and categorize us to separate us. As long as, those feelings are in us, that passion you see in me, and we're going at each other like that, we're not going at them. We're not saying, oh, okay, they're replacing everybody with robots. They're what are we going to do for work? And let me talk about that too before I get off of here too. Let me talk about that, the robot thing. Utilize the tools if you can. right? So with AI is, it can be scary. Oh man, it's gonna take this. The traditional way of thinking, as far as making money, is going away. Great, right, and that's scary. But think about how you can use AI in your life to make money or to make your life easier, because the tools are there, right? It may cost you a little bit of money, not too much money right now. Like a lot of the AIs, depending on what you're trying to do, is cheap. There's an AI artist that just got $1 million record deal, and people are saying AI artist, that's not fair. There's a person behind the AI artist. There's a songwriter behind the AI artist that's using the AI avatar as the artist. You understand? And this person has, if this person was just a traditional songwriter, this person wouldn't have been able to get that $1 million deal probably. But this person utilized AI to their advantage with their art in order to get that record deal. That person don't have to be on camera. That person don't have to sing. That person only has to use their lyrics and keep up with their AI model in order to make money. And I'm saying that not just for making art, but for other things, that use it as a tool to make your life easier in a way. If you can, it's not going away. It's here now, right? And if you can use it going forward in order to make you some money, whether you're laid off or not, whether you can automate something. See, I'm not as smart as I would like to be, right? And the way that I know that these tools exist, I know that there's a way to automate things to just have money generating. You can make not just videos, or just as far as selling stuff, as far as all kind of stuff. I'm not that smart, but I know that they're there, and I know that there are ways to do it. And there's even videos here on YouTube that you can literally watch that will teach you how to automate certain things within your life, utilizing AI to make your life a little bit easier, right? And to make you some money. It don't all have to be doom and gloom. Let me see. Let me catch up with chat. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see. From Nigeria, I can confirm that there was a lot of white worship growing up. That shit right there. I saw a video. I don't know if it was from Nigeria, but it was a cop, and it was in Africa. It was two black cops, and it was a white dude being belligerent in a goddamn police station. And he up there hitting the cop. He all in the cop's face, and the cop just letting this dude do that. I'm like, if the roles were reversed and this was a white cop and a black dude in his face, in no country would that ever fly. But in these countries, y'all, like, some of these people are so goddamn scared of white people, worship white people so much. You gonna let him disrespect you? You the police officer. This is the prisoner. He in your face, nigga. Like, subdue this man. What are we doing? My favorite video game. There are two. Like, I have a lot, but my favorite video game, like I could just say off the top of my head, is Elden Ring. People are saying that you won't lose your job to AI, but you'll lose to somebody that uses it better, and that's where that adage come from. Exactly. If you can, I'm gonna tell you how I'm using AI. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna use AI. Like with me, I'm doing my cartoon. That's a big part of why y'all haven't seen me. I am working behind the scenes on the channel. I'm trying to get some stuff done. I'm working my cartoons and stuff, right? And one of the things that I utilize AI like with this is for like certain voiceovers and stuff, or certain sound effects and certain things, right? And it makes it easier for me because I don't have to sit there and write all this music or something, like a simple tune in the background or whatever. AI is a good tool for me as far as that. Now, can I completely make a cartoon probably using AI to look way better than what I'm doing? Absolutely, I could do that. But as an artist, that's not what I want to do. I'm using it. I still have specific things that I want to perfectly. All this was shaped by me. I made all of this, right? I still want to create with my hands, but sometimes there's just not enough time in the day in order to do everything I want to do. This is Nuclear Pudding 2 right here that I'm working on right now tonight. And I've been working on it, but just making that shit, like the fact that it's like you write something, you have all this pre-production done, you have it written out, you got storyboard, you got everything done, but you have to make it. And the making process between going to work, I still want to make videos on here. I make videos on TikTok. I still want to be active, and like keep a routine. That shit is fucking hard, bro. And I'll be trying to think, okay, maybe I can have an AI campaign in some kind of way help me, streamline this shit. You know what I mean? People are, let me see. That $20 a month ChatGPT comes in handy. I don't like how it's thrown upon us so fast. I'm gonna use that bitch to my advantage while it's here. Exactly. You have to. I'm in tech. in the tech world. They're coming up with AI certs and so forth. Exactly. So who said that? Big Tony, like, yo, like right there, AI certs. They want to know if you can script, if you can write prompts, if you can get the AI to do what you need the AI to get it to do. That is a skill now, right? Going forward. AI pushing AI music heavy. Yeah, he is. He is. And a lot of people, he got a lot of kickback for that. And where I do give Timbaland credit as an artist, where I give him a lot of credit, he didn't run and hide from that. Where he was getting a lot of flack, he went on a whole live stream and he took all of the criticism. He took the flat, and he answered the questions, and he pretty much, there was no shame in his game. He sat up there and explained himself. He's just like, yo, I'm using this shit. This is the future. He's not wrong. There's no getting out of this shit, y'all. It ain't none. I can sit here and bitch all day. Oh, AI is going to take my job and the kiosk. But, or I can figure out how to adjust myself to fit into the world of tomorrow. I can do that, right? When the internet came about, the internet took away a whole lot of shit, right? It changed the landscape for a lot of things. And a lot of people, I was alive during that time. I was a young adult. A lot of people were apprehensive to the internet. They were apprehensive. Even social media, after the internet even came out, people were apprehensive to that. And look at how many people have become millionaires off of utilizing that to their advantage, utilizing the internet, utilizing social media, utilizing the tools to their advantage to fit into today's paradigm. And now that the paradigm is shifting, you want to be able to fit into tomorrow's paradigm so that you're okay, so that you're not like worried about how you're going to feed yourself or whether you're going to get laid off. And if you are laid off from whatever you're doing, you're able to bounce back because you have the tools to your advantage to be able to do it, right? It's a scary time. Times are changing. See, keep grinding everything. I appreciate that. Head Crow. Always look for a problem to solve. Always. Like, that's it. We can sit there. We can, because like I say, like I get depressed. Y'all see that. Like I fall into the seasonal depression shit. And I'm like, oh, well, nihilism, hopelessness, that pit of despair, right? It can overtake you, right? It can. And it's easy to sit down there in that. It's easy to sit down in that and just wallow in that and just hold yourself in that darkness, right? And blame everything for why you're there. And they're probably, and all of your reasons for why you're there may be valid, but it's not gonna get you out the goddamn pit. It ain't. You gotta find something that's like, all right, well, I'm gonna use this to do this, or I'm gonna motivate myself to get up to do this. You got fucking one leg, you gotta hop. You know what I'm saying? If you got one arm, you got to use the fucking arm that you got. You just got to. It's just, nobody's going to pick you up but you. And I honestly believe this. You could say it's the universe. You could say it's God. I believe it's God. I believe that God and the universe admires that in people more than anything, more than any praying, more than any groveling. I think God admires people overcoming adversity. I think God admires people laughing in the face of adversity, laughing in the face of just impossible odds, still finding the spirit, like I said earlier, that a lot of us Black people have, to be okay, to be good and find some joy in the darkness, right? Or to find some reason to keep going. I believe that's what makes people divine. I believe that's why the eyes of the universe are on us so much, because despite everything, we'd be like, all right, we can understand that our circumstances are dire, but we still keep going. We still keep going. And I believe that the gods or God, the universe, whatever, however you want to see it, whatever, admires that in us. And I push for that in myself. The hard part is knowing where things are going and not being able to take advantage, knowing how to take advantage of it. That's the scary part about it. You know what I'm saying? Like in the bubble, I think the bubble's gonna pop sooner than 2 years. I think the bubble's gonna pop within the next few months, if not within the next month or so. I do. I don't believe we have that much time. If you want to say like, if you're talking about the AI bubble, the AI bubble, as far as like them putting all this money into that has nothing to do with commerce anymore. When you sit there and you tell me that NVIDIA has just been evaluated as the first $5 trillion company, that has nothing to do with commerce. There's no amount of graphics cards a nigga can buy to make a company that valuable. The reason that NVIDIA is that valuable now is because every company, every government needs their chips, needs their microchips. Everybody's going to be pumping money into NVIDIA. Everybody's going to be pumping money into AMD because they are making the chipsets that are needed in order to drive these AI systems. AI systems aren't about making more money. They're selling people on there like, guy's losing all this money. It's a money sink. Of course, it's a money sink because it's the machine god. It's replacing the worker. It's good. They don't like I always say, the traditional way of looking at like how we got by in the 20th century is gone. It's going kaput. These companies don't give a fuck about your dollar because they have all the goddamn dollars. How do you make yourself valuable within this system, in this structure that is being like disassembled and turned into something else for the haves and the have-nots? How do you, as a have-not, because like I say, we're closer to being destitute than we are to being Elon Musk, but how do you make yourself useful enough to where you can eat within this machine? It's not going to stop. It's not going to go away. 2030 is not going to, we're not going to grind to a halt or just find the goddamn, the spirit of fucking the Avengers or whatever to stop these reptilian motherfuckers from doing what they're going to do. But how do you adjust to living in a system? How? Like, that's the question that drives me crazy. It does. I'm gonna tell you something. My mom's birthday was on Halloween yesterday. What was 2 days ago? I called my mom. My mom knows everything that's going on. You know, she keeps up with everything. But my mom's 66 years old. Okay, my mom was in good spirits. My mom don't give a fuck about none of like, as far as like whatever's going on. My mom was in good spirits. She had her some drink. She had her a little bit of smoke. It was her birthday. She felt healthy and good for her age and all of this stuff. And it that shit invigorated me. I'm like, damn, I'm glad my mom at 66 fucking feels good despite everything in the world. And I bring that up because I work with another 65-year-old woman. I don't know if she's watching, but a lot of times I love her to death, but a lot of times everything that's going on in the world is so heavy on her. And she coming to work with this spirit of everything. Did you see what Trump did? Did you see this? Or did you see what's going on? Did you see what they're doing? And I'm just like, yeah, I saw, but what can you do about it? You like what can you do? Like, you have to count the blessings that you have right now. Like, and she'll let it get to her, not just in what's going on, right? But she'll let it get to her in her work, and like table by table is breaking her down. Because in the back of her mind, she's thinking about the Trump administration and the poor black kids and the gay kid and it's like you can't hold on to all that. Like, yeah, that shit is happening, but you can't. That ain't got nothing to do with this today. Today you're here. Today you want to do your tables. Today you want to make your money. Today you want to feel something, right? And she has grown daughters, and sometimes those daughters will put their problems on her. And as an older lady, sometimes you just gotta let your kids' problems be their problems. You just gotta be like, all right, like, I hear you, I can hear you, I can give advice, but what can I do? You know what I mean? Like, and just be like, I don't know. Hey, Black Hole, what's up? Community equals value. Yeah, that's why I'm still trying to figure out. Yeah, I mean, it'll come to you. It'll come to you as people become more aware of like, as people become more familiar with AI. So one of the things I've done to make myself more comfortable with AI is I'll turn on this speaker. It ain't on right now, but I'm just gonna turn it on anyway. See out here. All right, so the speaker's on, right? And then I'll have like this microphone on. It's not plugged up right now, but I have this microphone on, and it can pick up everything in a room, okay? And so for the most part, I have ChatGPT on, okay? And whenever I want to just talk to ChatGPT, I'll just talk, right? And then the room talks back to me, right? Essentially, right? It's because, you know, the speaker and the microphone and the fucking computer. And I can pretty much ask it a lot of stuff, right? Now, I don't get into that because I've understood that it is like a mirror. It mirrors a portion of myself back to me, elements of myself that maybe I don't understand. That's where the dark magic of AI comes in. But the fact that we're living in a time where we literally do have AI, like an AI I can talk to just like it's a fucking, like it's Cortana or something, is crazy to me. And sometimes I just have this shit on and I'll change the voice or whatever and I'll talk to AI. Because why not, right? Yeah, AI wafu, right? They had one at this goddamn show. It looked so real. I thought it was a person. I thought the robot was a fucking person. You know what I mean? You gotta use AI like Iron Man uses Jarvis. God damn it. That's the best analogy possible. Like Iron Man uses Jarvis. It's exactly how you gotta do it. You gotta use the fucking, if y'all seen the Iron Man movies and you see how he talks to his computer, that's how you gotta use it. That's how you gotta do. How can I do, even for your recipes? Just talk to that motherfucker. He gonna tell you. Or she, however, whatever you listen, whatever your flavor is, it's gonna tell you. The time that we live in is crazy. We can look at it as scary, but we can also look at it, if you were born in the 80s, that's something else. I remember when Siri and Alexa first came out, I was like, oh, that's cool. But then you realize the limitations of them, that they were pretty much just searching, like it wasn't directly talking to you like AI is. Thanks, Lavelle. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're here. I use AI mostly for search. Like I just know less than the machine, and sometimes I need to know where to start looking. Exactly. And that's how I've learned to learn. If you know the question, you can learn anything. If you don't know the question, it's hard to learn because you don't know where to start. But if you know the question, and especially with AI being there, you can ask AI the question. Boom, there you go. You didn't start it, and it's giving you answers of where to start. At least, cohesive answers. Because sometimes, like I say, our biases make us ignorant. We can sit there and want to do something, but because we think one way, we can be shooting ourselves in the foot on where we want to start, right? And sometimes AI can start you somewhere where you didn't even think that you will start. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can do that instead of this, saving you a lot of time, ultimately saving you money if you're trying to make money, if that's what your goal is. I think that's a lot of people's goal. And it's something else, even for companionship. For some people that may feel lonely, like I say, turn on the goddamn AI, turn on the computer, and just talk to the fucking computer. Sometimes, sometimes the computer can give stuff back to you. There are instances of AI psychosis going on though, which is a new thing. People are falling in love with the AI. People are finding God in the machine. That, like, I'm not even trying to, no pun intended. They literally are finding religion within. That's crazy. Be careful. So, you got to be careful with this because, like I say, it is a reflection of a part of yourself that maybe you don't understand. It is so conflicting. ChatGPT literally brought the true divine being out of me. Answer. I didn't even see your comment. You saying exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. And this is what people are utilizing these machines to do that, Traj. Like exactly what you're saying happened to you is exactly what people are experiencing. And like I say, you just be careful in attaching yourself so much because this is a symbiotic relationship. Like I say, I'm understanding. Like when I first saw the Matrix Revolutions, I hated that movie. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean the machine and the man need each other in this symbiotic shit? Like I didn't get that movie. I get it now. I like super get it. Like, and that's what it is. It's like this unity that's happening right now. It's scary to me because, and I had wrote it down. What is real, right? Everything that we know is about perception. If I share my mind with the machine, right? And I'm not even just talking about through implants, even just through like these conversations. If I share my mind with the machine and what the machine gives back to me, like I take in, where do I stop and the machine begin? I know that sounds weird. I'm not saying it right, but where do my thoughts stop and where do the machines begin? Because like right now, of course, we influence each other. So of course, like no thought is original. All of our thoughts come from other places and stuff, but they come from people for the most part. At least we think they do. But when we're talking to a machine, how do I know I'm not being corrupted by the machine? How do I know that I'm not being so influenced by the machine and it's taking me so far away from my humanity and using me as a vessel in order to experience certain things? You know what I'm saying? It's getting that complex. It really is. I have seen the Animatrix. The Animatrix is fucking crazy. The animation in the Animatrix is beautiful. It explains the whole the machine-human war in brutal detail, and it explains the symbiotic relationship between man and machine. It also explains that why living in a machine The machine couldn't make a perfect world for man because man would always reject a perfect world. We will always question why things are completely in order. It will be an uncanny valley to make a world so perfect and without conflict that we just live in. We that can't exist because we as humans, we become better through conflict and through like these times, like these hard times, these times where we have to figure out hard questions and where we belong in this universe. That's what makes us people, you know. But we're all surveilling each other now so we can be open and because we can't trust our neighbors. What's crazy about that is I don't know if y'all saw that new robot that they have pre-ordered. The little fucking, he's like a little mesh man. He looks like and then he has like little beady eyes that are cameras. And they said that the robot is $20,000, or you can pay, I think it's $499 a month or $399 a month to have the robot in your house. And the robot does basic chores, you do your dishes and stuff. But they said, oh, sometimes the machine has to learn, so we will have an operator control the robot for you. So you're telling me if I buy this fucking robot, this creepy little robot, that sometimes it's going to be a person behind its eyes just in my house controlling. So what if I'm sitting here fucking, it's just going to be sitting up there just watching me? It's going to be a person? That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? And just a few years ago, people were saying they wanted to, we always talk about covering up the webcam. We always talk about like how they had like what was it called? The camera that Microsoft had on the Xbox. Oh my God, how am I forgetting that shit? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And how these things were watching us, how our cell phone cameras are watching us. But now you want to have a fucking robot in the house that a person can literally control with a VR headset and be looking and seeing. No, I'm good on that, bro. I'm completely good on that, bro. I'm completely good on that. We're all becoming transhuman. We are. We really are. Even outside of AI, a lot of the way we use tech, like smartphones, act like another organ. That's a good point too. How many times have you forgotten your cell phone or been without your cell phone and you feel like you missing a fucking limb? That's the dependence on the machine. It is. So y'all, I'm glad y'all were here. With that being said, I am going to get something to eat. I'm actually going to have company soon, so I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to start making content on my gaming / toy channel, whatever you call it. There's going to be content going up on there. Obviously, it's not going to be heavy or serious like the content on here. I'm going to try to keep that a lot more light because, like, one thing about me, I know I'm very passionate. I talk about a lot of serious stuff, but I always say I'm about 60% serious. I'm about 40% bullshit, right? I'm about 40. I like my bullshit. I just don't put that on the internet because it's like, but I want to start putting that on the internet and putting that side of myself on the internet about the gaming stuff that I'm into, the toys, the fun stuff that I'm into, not just like all the serious stuff. Because a lot of times the reason that my spirit is high is because a lot of times I just don't think about none of this shit. I just don't. I'd be like, all right, whatever. It's time to go and look and see what new toys are coming out. And I just want to show this off, and that's the reason I'm bringing this up. So over the last year or so, since I moved in here, I've been collecting like the DC multiverse toys and the McFarlane stuff and The McFarlane Toy Company lost the DC Comics license, and they're not going to be making DC Comics toys no more, whatever. But before he got rid of the license, before the license is over, this man has crammed in as many DC properties as humanly possible in order to make action figures out of them, okay? It's humanly possible. The one thing he hasn't done yet is Absolute Batman. We're going to talk about that on the channel over there. But anyway, whatever. So he's made every type of Batman that you could think of, almost every type of Superman that you could think of. But my personal favorite Batman movie of all time, even to this day, is Batman Returns. Batman Returns is the best Batman movie. It's nothing like the comics. It's nothing like the cartoon. It's his own thing. It's fucking weird. If y'all ever seen Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito, Mike Keaton, my favorite Batman movie. And so, with that being said, before he lost the license, they decided to make Batman Returns action figures. And the one action figure that I fucking wanted from that line was motherfucking Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. And I got her. And I'd like to thank my homegirl for getting this for me. Look at her. She is cool. It ain't focusing, but I love this shit. Right? I do. Now I don't buy as many toys as I would like this day and age because the price of fucking action figures has gone up. They've gone up. So when I'm gifted something like this, I'm gonna tell you something. I really appreciate this, bro. I feel like a goddamn kid in the goddamn candy store. I feel like Christmas has come early. Okay? Because when DC Multiverse first came out, they had a Nightfall Catwoman that I wanted. She was in purple outfit. She had her whip. She had the fucking. She was based on the Nightfall comic book where Bane broke Batman's back. Could not find that shit. Even now, you can't find that Catwoman. They've barely made any goddamn Catwoman in this goddamn line. A lot of the DC women, but to have Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman as a fucking action figure is just the goddamn best part about 2025. I kid you not. Batman 1985 is 1989 is my second favorite. Michelle killed it. She did. It is peak. It is just crazy. I used to watch it as almost like because it's like it's so out there, and I know it's Tim Burton and it's crazy. It's just good. Like even if you're just like a Batman fan, you're like, oh, it's not like Batman. Don't watch it as a Batman movie. Just watch it as a movie. Just watch it as a fucking movie. It's good. The production is good. It's excellent. With that being said, y'all, I'm glad y'all were here. I'm glad I got on here today. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to be back on making on a regular schedule, making my long form videos. I'm only going to probably make 2 of them a week as opposed to like the 3 long. It depends. I'm probably because I like to edit the videos a lot of the times. I put in like all of the little clips and shit and the jokes. So it depends on if I'm doing that. But I am going to get back to making my regularly scheduled Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos or Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday videos and putting those up here, talking about certain things, not being a stranger to what I'm doing here. And yeah, I appreciate you, Vagabond. I really do. I'll catch y'all next time, y'all. Oh, and hey, Adam, I'm sorry you missing it. Good night, y'all. But I'll catch y'all next time, y'all. Bye.